Undercover FBI operatives possess greater authority than nearly any other enforcement body, including local law enforcement. But what occurs when covert FBI personnel are detained by officers who are unaware?
Down now! You guys are making a big mistake.
Here are 4 instances of this occurring, beginning with the incident involving Operative Hernandez in the early morning of December 6, 2016. Gunfire was reported echoing through a Grand Rapids parking area, targeting a law enforcement official. A squad of armed personnel hurried to neutralize the danger, but they encountered something entirely unforeseen.
You want us on them? Okay.
Give me this one. Secured. Empty. He's got a badge. Federal Bureau of... He's an FBI agent.
The individual who was reportedly firing at a law enforcement officer turned out to be a federal agent. He was identified as Operative Ruben Hernandez, a Las Vegas-based agent in Michigan for confidential purposes. Naturally, the situation raised countless questions, so to clarify matters, the officers chose to contact his associate, John Salazar, who showed up at approximately 5 a.m.
We're gonna try to find out, maybe we can shed some light on what up to all this.
Right, and what I'm trying to just verify is make sure who you have, basically. Who do you have, or you have a photo, or...
Yeah, we got a photo coming.
Or just,
We think it's Ruben.
yeah, can I see him or get a photo?
Yeah, we'll get you a photo here.
Okay, all right, thanks.
So,
Are you Lieutenant Drew? I am not.
tell me who that is.
Oh my gosh, okay, that is Ruben Hernandez.
John gets verification that the individual they detained is indeed his colleague Ruben, certainly not the revelation he anticipated at 5 in the morning.
Man, what, is he okay? Like, what happened to his face there?
Yeah, he looks scuffed up, but, that wasn't done here by us. That was before they contract though, so. We'll make sure he gets checked and everything.
Do we want to get info?
Yeah, we'll find out.
He wanted to see a picture before he talked to us.
Okay.
While everyone waits for a superior officer to show up, 2 of the officers choose to step aside and have a private discussion. Sadly for the officers, blocking a camera doesn't prevent it from capturing sound. Essentially, one officer remarked that he detected the odor of alcohol on John and observed him chewing several pieces of gum, likely to mask the smell on his breath. From that point forward, the officers grew increasingly wary of him until they ultimately chose to interrogate him.
So did you get a call from him tonight?
What's that?
Did you get a call from him tonight? Someone called us and we're still trying to figure out who called us to warrant, let's say he was in trouble or something. That wasn't you?
Listen, I'm not gonna answer anything right now. I have no idea.
How come you're not going to answer anything?
Well, I mean, I gotta wait for, talking to my superiors and everything else to see.
Oh, she told her lieutenant you're coming down here to kind of shed some light on what happened.
Right, no, I'm here. And then there's also gonna be a special agent from the NRA here. He's, I don't know if you know, S.A. Burns or not.
Yeah.
He's gonna come down here. And so, go from there.
Hey, Sean. You guys, you Salazar?
Yeah, are you Trey?
No, I'm Sean Burns. I'm the SSR. All right. Okay. All right, what I want you to do is these guys are going to take your gun and do it with you, okay? Okay, just let them do what they got to do.
All right, hold on. There you go.
Okay, you got your creds, right?
Yeah,
You can hold on to that. I'll just take this.
At this stage, the officers opt to hold John on suspicion of driving under the influence, so they confiscate his weapon and escort him into a room equipped with a breathalyzer.
Need you to seal your lips and blow until the beeps.
All right, you ready?
Yep. Seal your lips and blow. There you go. Your BAC right now is .116 at 5:22 in the morning. You'll probably be holding on to your firearm.
The legal threshold for driving in Michigan is 0.08, so John was slightly over, and it's probable the level was even higher an hour earlier, when he was actually behind the wheel. In the broader context, though, this turned out to be an unfortunate scenario for John. That night, he had been drinking with a friend at a nightclub while off duty. It wasn't until he returned to his hotel that the local police contacted him to confirm the identity of his arrested partner. Clearly, John shouldn't have driven to the scene, but it's understandable how he might have made that decision under such intense pressure. Aside from the body cam concealment, the officers managed the situation quite well. However, the same can't be said for the police in the next incident, who demonstrated exactly what not to do when encountering an undercover federal agent.
Run your body cam.
I am now, because I don't know how legit you are at the moment.
It's okay. Special agent that. FBI.
Okay,
You got that on body cam?
I do, but I don't understand what the problem is when you meet me at the office.
I'll talk to the U.S. Attorney's Office about it. Cut off the recording device now.
Okay, well, I will when I leave the area, sir.
This operative was actually probing misconduct within the Franklin County Police Department, but he had no clue just how unethical this officer would prove to be. The agent requested the officer to meet at a random site and declined to see him at their headquarters. If it's not already clear, everything the agent does and says from this point forward is a setup to gauge how well the officer adheres to protocol and whether his colleagues bypass procedures. This is why he requested the officer to disable his body camera, and fortunately for the officer, he cleared this initial evaluation with flying colors. However, it doesn't appear that his success will continue for much longer.
Am I being detained?
Am I being detained? You're the one who called me here, sir. How did you get my phone number? You are detained at this time, sir. Hey, I don't think this guy's legit, man.
I have to take my weapon off, okay?
Do I have permission to take it off?
No, you don't have permission to take it.
Just hang tight right here. I'm not cuffing you.
Things understandably aren't making sense to the officer, so he chooses to take the agent into custody and waits for reinforcement to show
We're
up.
just trying to check your validity. You called a deputy sheriff's personal cell phone. You can't tell me how you got the number.
That's right.
Your tag's not coming back to the FBI.
Correct.
Okay. I haven't seen a badge. I've seen an ID card. I haven't seen a badge.
You have not seen.
No, sir. I haven't seen a badge. I've seen an ID card.
I handed this to you. Did you grab it? Take it out of my hand. Do you not see a badge?
I see a badge now. That's the first time I saw the badge, sir.
You don't need to be a deputy.
When reinforcements arrive, the officer briefs them on the entire scenario, stating that the suspect is armed, uncooperative, and most of all highly suspicious. Getting a call on your personal number from someone claiming to be an FBI agent would definitely raise red flags for any officer, but it's crucial that they remain professional and stick to proper procedure. The officers proceed to restrain the agent and place him in the back of their squad car, where he begins to complain that the temperature is far too high and that he urgently needs fresh air. But suddenly, they get a call from headquarters that should bring the whole incident to a close.
33, go ahead.
I'm on the phone with his supervisor out of Tallahassee on he is legit.
So they just said,
People.
all right, that's what I'm doing right now. They just called back. He is legit.
Even after this, the officer still chooses to keep the agent locked inside the squad car, despite being clearly informed that he is, in fact, a federal operative. Rather than releasing him as directed, the officers continue discussing the situation while he pleads to be freed. After an additional 3 minutes of entirely avoidable conversation, the agent is ultimately released from the vehicle, but it appears he's not in great condition.
We're releasing you right
No,
now,
call
sir.
911 now. Call 911. I need
33.
They're begging you to cut off your freaking heat.
After another 10 minutes, paramedics arrived and the agent was taken away in an ambulance. Fortunately, despite what can only be described as disrespect and negligence by the officers, the agent did not sustain any serious harm. However, things turned out quite differently for ATF agent Burke, who was mistreated so severely by local police that he was forced to take legal action against them. Agent Burke had been assigned to a residence to retrieve a firearm that had been unlawfully obtained by the occupants. But instead of being allowed inside, the door was slammed shut in his face, and the residents contacted the authorities. Even though the officers were provided with Burke's badge number, they still approached the scene as if it were a burglary and treated him like a suspect.
Turn around, let me see your hands. Okay, let me see your hands. I need to see some ID. Get on the ground! Get on the ground now! Get on the ground! Get on the ground now!
I'm a federal agent.
917-110-3.
Federal agent.
Get on the ground!
Agent Burke declines the initial commands to get on the ground, likely intended so officers could determine whether he was armed, and proceeds with his investigation cautiously. Burke assumes that, as a federal agent, he isn't obligated to comply with instructions from local police. However, if that were true, any suspect could simply claim federal status to evade law enforcement directives. While he may not view himself as a threat, the reality is that he should have respectfully complied so the officers could quickly assess the situation Instead, tensions continued to rise.
What the heck's the matter with you? Who do you think you are? Get on the ground!
I'm getting out of here.
Chopper, thanks.
I'm not getting out of here.
9117, pulling up.
I got my ID.
Do not reach for your plate! Keep your hands up!
Once a second officer arrives, Burke ultimately complies with the commands and lies down on the ground.
Do not resist!
I'm not resisting.
You're acting like a moron!
Wait a second. Wait a second. Wait a second. No, don't do this. Wait a second. I got a medical condition. Get my license out of my pocket.
We're getting you secured for it!
Please, wait. No, no. Hold on. Wait. Please, sir. I'm not.
Stop resisting!
Would you please get my ID out of my left pocket?
Stop.
I'm begging you. My wife's friend, please. It's right here. Please get it. Wait, sir, help me up. Just hold me up. Sir, I can't do it. Wait, sir.
Stop resisting now!
Please help me. Sir, please get my federal creds.
Get your taser out, Dylan.
No, don't do that, please. Sir.
Don't make me tase you! You're gonna get tased. Put your right
No.
arm behind your back.
Okay.
Put your right arm behind
Help
your
me
back
up.
now. No.
Help me up.
No, you're gonna stay on the ground and put your right arm behind your back.
Let me breathe.
You can
I'm
breathe
gonna.
just fine.
I'm gonna. Ow, don't do that. Okay, here. My God.
Get him cuffed.
It is cuffed. Please stop.
Get him cuffed.
Please stop, sir. Wait a second. Sir, please help me up.
In the unsettling footage, Burke repeatedly informs the officers that he's an ATF agent responding to a call and urges them to simply retrieve his ID from his back pocket. Even after finally checking his identification, the officers continue to detain him and escort him to their squad car.
Make us do this.
I didn't want to. I wanted to. Wait.
He's holding him. Lock the door. Relax. Hold him.
Guys, please, just talk to this 1 second. Please
Get in the car.
No, wait.
Talk later.
Sir.
The officers then forcibly place Burke into the patrol car, speaking over his protests and attempts to explain his medical
Please,
condition.
sir.
If you are a real police officer, you ought to be ashamed of
I
yourself.
was trying to give you my creds.
We got him in the car.
Copy, Devlin, at scene.
He might even be a real cop, but he wouldn't tell us, wouldn't do anything. Wouldn't get on the ground. I mean, what the heck? We had to taser him, so we got a medic coming. If he is an actual police officer, he got to be ashamed of himself.
I'm not. I'm trying to
You're not. You're right. You're not.
my creds.
Yeah. No, you screwed up.
Police
you bet.
continued to hold Burke in their squad car for over an hour before ultimately letting him go without any charges. Although Burke may not have demonstrated flawless behavior himself, he chose to file a lawsuit against the Columbus Police Department, alleging excessive force and wrongful detention. The formal complaint states that following the encounter which caused him both physical and psychological trauma, he was removed from field duty and reassigned strictly to administrative and support tasks, with adjustments made within the agency to accommodate his condition. As of this video's posting, the case remains unresolved. Realistically, both sides in this incident share some degree of fault. However, in the situation involving Mac Proctor, things are entirely different. Mac is reportedly a covert agent with extensive legal expertise, and he's about to expose just how unjust certain police actions can be. Without any provocation, Mac was parked in a private lot waiting to collect a takeout order while working his shift as a delivery driver. Although his car wasn't in a marked parking space, it wasn't obstructing traffic flow, and he had only left it briefly while picking up his food. When he returned to his vehicle, a police officer approached and informed him he was violating parking regulations.
All right, Mr. Proctor. Everything okay?
Do I need to answer any of your
You don't
questions?
have to answer anything.
Okay.
You don't have to. Lucky you stand here all day. I get paid either way.
Can you go ahead and finish your job
Listen.
so I can carry on?
What's up with the anger, dude?
I'm not angry.
You're not angry? You always talk to everybody like that?
I'm not angry. I just want you to go ahead and wrap things up, please.
Okay.
Of course, Mac is fully within his rights to remain silent when questioned by the officer, especially when the inquiries have no relevance to any criminal conduct. At no point did he raise his voice or speak inappropriately, yet the officer questioned why he appeared to be angry. Many believe that certain police officers are accustomed to always being in control during such encounters, and that may very well be the case here. When Mac simply exercised his legal rights and politely asked for the situation to proceed, the officer seemed caught off guard and interpreted it as a confrontational remark.
All right, well, I'll give you a break on it, but you know what I'm saying? This isn't a parking spot, okay, dude?
You're not giving me a break. You're harassing me at this
Harassing
point.
you because
I'd
you
like
parked
to
here?
leave. May I leave now, please?
Well, do you understand?
Am
why
I being
stopped?
detained?
Yes, you are.
Okay.
All right? So do you understand why I stopped you?
Do I need to answer any more of your questions?
You don't have to.
The officer tells Mac that he is being detained for parking in that location. However, To legally issue a citation for a parking violation, one must be in breach of either local, state, or federal regulations such as occupying a handicap space without the appropriate permit.
Mr. Proctor, can I just give you your stuff so you can leave?
Can you?
I can, but you're the one. I would have let you go a long time ago.
What do I need to do for you to hand me my documents so I can
I'll
leave?
give it to you right now. I just want to know that, that you're okay, because usually I don't give people all...
What do I need to do for you to hand me my documents so I can be on my way?
You're okay.
I don't need to answer any of your questions.
I'm trying to say that...
You're trying to display your power to me right
no,
now.
I'm concerned about it. Is there a problem to be concerned about another human being?
You have no reason to be concerned about me.
So it's okay then. You're okay then.
You can hand me my documents and I can be on my way, or we can...
Okay. You're not gonna... Okay, here, I'll tell you what. I'm gonna take a chance on you, right here. Mr. Proctor, you got everything's cool, alright? We're blocking traffic here, your stuff.
Mac was ultimately allowed to leave without any further issues, but the encounter raises concerns about why he faced additional complications after merely invoking his Fifth Amendment rights. In fact, it's puzzling that the entire situation occurred at all. If the officer had truly seen Mac's vehicle blocking traffic, the matter could have been easily resolved by politely asking him to relocate the car and letting him continue with his day. Instead, the officer chose to detain Mac, preventing him from moving the vehicle and leaving it in the exact spot supposedly obstructing traffic. The officer later discovered that Mac wasn't even a federal agent or official. He simply demonstrated how crucial it is to be informed about your legal rights.